hoping to explain why gospel does this to me. I am white, I am an atheist, and I love gospel music. I know, it's a little odd. I think I can make it make sense. Today we're going to look at a performance by LaShun Pace from the Pace Sisters, a legendary gospel group, and this performance in particular is also legendary. As LaShun Pace draws in her breath, her body is moving with precision. See, the deeper the inhale, the lower the larynx will descend, and that's going to open up a pathway to the richer, lower frequencies deep within her voice. However, we have a plot twist. She's going to change this decision amidst the phrase, just right in the middle of it. She's going to release that smooth, aspirate, whoa. It's a delicate, but it's a commanding move. It shows mastery of her technique. You see, the aspirate, what it's doing is it's releasing air. Now, if you inhale and you take in more air and your larynx lowers, what happens when the inverse happens? Your larynx is going to raise. She's going to have a more speech-like tone. Why? Because she wants to simply say, as a matter of fact, God is good. Just wants to say it. So, having shown the mastery over her breath control, she's preparing for her next move. This time, the precision is even greater. Her breath becomes lighter, more focused, as she readies herself for the next phrase of magical, melodic majesticness. Gonna be tasty. Takes in that smaller controlled breath, and her goal now is to distort the sound by manipulating the arytenoid cartilages. So with less breath, she focuses her energy and uses just enough airflow to create that raw, powerful distortion, and it's a dramatic contrast to the earlier statements. Before, God was good, simple matter of fact. Now, God's goodness is a divine experience worth dramatic declaration. When was the last time you intuitively released your intercostal muscles by millimeters? I don't want to demean the artistic message by emphasizing just technically how difficult this is, but so hard. Let's dive into this pre-chorus. Here in Atlanta, okay, we're in a sacred space filled with anticipation where every note rises like a prayer. This pre-chorus is a moment of pure, crafted brilliance. Imagine being a songwriter, right? Feeling the spiritual energy, knowing you've created a passage that's designed to reach right into the soul. It sets the stage for something unforgettable, something that almost feels like it's reaching towards the divine. And the next part, the chorus, you would need to ascend even higher. If the chorus rises to meet this, the song could only truly feel transcendent, right? The expectation here is real, except for the fact that it doesn't go to a traditional chorus. Instead, she moves into a chorus. I mean, like a literal call and response chorus. Rather than go for the expected, she channels towards something even more profound. Instead of just delivering a powerful chorus, she draws us into the shared experience, a spiritual calling. This is gospel right here.
Here's homemade mayonnaise. Look at that. Look how shiny and gorgeous that is. Thick. Gorgeous.
Not about reaching a musical high for its own sake. It's about bringing everyone together for a greater purpose. And that's what makes gospel art so extraordinary. It's more than just the notes. It's a commitment to a purpose, to conviction, to uplifting. She's not doing this for fame. She's not doing it for fortune. She's not here to impress. She is here to unite, to make us feel, to make us reach a deeper level of connection. It's not, she's saying like, this isn't just my song, this is our song, it's our moment. And that's gospel's power. The real payoff isn't the music, it's the transformation, the unity, the spiritual resonance that lingers after the final note, says the whitest person you've ever seen on the internet. And just as she's building that chorus, just as the music is swelling and the chorus is ready to soar, she brings it back.
Now we need to get a massive rock going on. Everybody, come on this way.
It is here that the musical and spiritual integrity of gospel shows itself.
All the sopranos in the house. Let me see your hands.
She shifts the energy. It's no longer the triumphant right on. It's a softer, deliberate, with a more expertise of a conductor.
I want you to sing just like this, with an attitude. I want you to sing.
She's manifesting the choir on the spot, layer by layer.
Oh, thank you. Come on. Oh, thank you.
Soprano, alto, tenor, no bass, right? Or SAB or SAT? I don't remember.
Singing, oh. Altos, come on in. Oh.
She's making the voices rise in harmony. She isn't pushing forward. She's grounding us. Rather than getting everyone riled up and just hyping the crowd, she's getting everybody to kind of have a moment of gratitude.
Thank you. Come on, altos. Come on, tenor. Whoa.
And enriching a relationship with the spirituality. And yet, the rhythm is consistent. The snare is there. It's steady. It's unwavering. It's driving us forward. It's the heart, the pulse that binds every voice and keeps everyone moving together. So musically, this is incredibly intelligent as well. She doesn't drop a, no pun intended. She doesn't miss a beat. I'll see myself out there. Why would an atheist listen to gospel music, let alone enjoy it? One of the reasons actually that the video was taking this long to make is 2 weeks ago, my father passed away. That it's not why I look like this. I actually am just a really big fan of No Shave November. And to answer the question, yeah, this is actually all I get from the entirety of November. I'm not very masculine. No, as someone who doesn't believe in an afterlife, the way that I think of and continue on and make sense of death is that I believe that people are like stars. Not like the, I'm a star.
You might laugh because every time I sign my name, I put a gold star after it, but it's a metaphor. And metaphors are important.
Those exist, right? But what I'm talking about is elements like iron, uranium. They're made inside stars, particularly very heavy stars that blow up into supernova, okay? These stars, they through the intensity of life, if they live big enough, through the intensity of life, through the weight of their own existence, they condense material such that they create new elements, heavy elements of substance. And when they go supernova, they spread that substance across the universe so that we can have things like life. My father taught me to love music. I thought opera was goofy. But because I heard it, as I was walking across his room and I just grew up with it, there was an appreciation that grew on me. These singers are profound. They have substance. They have life nourishing goodness. You can tell that they've lived. You can tell that they've been through it. Pop music, a lot of times, you have like respect for Beyonce, but she did live a very privileged life. And that's to say nothing of the plethora of other pop artists that exist who live privileged lives. Like Taylor Swift, I think her dad was like an oil tycoon or something, okay? And that's fine. There's nothing wrong with those artists and that art. But if you're looking for like substance, really rich life experience, someone who can talk about hardship, a lot of times, you listen to like Leandria Johnson and you're just like, my God, this woman's been through it.
What's your testimony? Right before I got here, I lost my house, my car. Lord, what else to do? Growing up in church all my life, I was told that, you had to be You know, you have to be on point at all times, and you know, you got to fight through, and you can make it, and God was still there with me.
When they sing, they're talking about rising above. Whether that's, the people that have impacted you, or whether that's the antithesis of Jean-Paul Sartre, which is to say, heaven is people. Regardless of what your beliefs, whatever gets you through is what gets you through. And I watch in these videos in these congregations where people are bawling and they're there to be lifted up through their lives. You don't need to have read James Cone to understand that there's a protestation and a rebellion against hardship. Baked into the music, you can feel it. So even though it's culturally as removed as someone like me is going to be, I still feel that. It still impacts me. I'll never truly understand it the way that James Cone speaks about it, and like a lot of people I imagine feel it and experience it. But so powerful is it that I experience it. Life is hard. If Murphy hasn't found you yet, don't worry, he's in the parking lot, right? And people who know. We all need things that help us get through. As odd of a pairing as it might be, this is the stuff. Or as they say in Philly, this is the John. Really hope, like, by saying it in that kind of a cringe way that I actually kill that word. Because, like, I've heard it outside of Philly, and I'm like, no, don't catch on. Don't be ruined. I love that word. Like, if I'm going to get John at the grocery store, and then I go to the John to get in the line for that other John, like, that makes sense to people from Philly, and it's like it's noun the word. People like me, we ruin things, okay? This has not been ruined in hundreds of years. It still does what it was meant to do. And that it can cross cultural lines speaks so many volumes, so much. It's just can't say enough about how effective it is as an art form, as a music. It's the forgive me, I'm not trying to be on the nose. It's the very soul of music. I know, terrible, but it is kind of an appropriate statement, tongue-in-cheekness aside. Gospel's rich substance has cross-pollinated the universe of music through rap, through rock and roll, through basically anything that is not straight up European classical music and even then, I mean, like, you can't even say that. When you look at even late Debussy, or even some of the early Debussy, sounds like jazz. Not a coincidence. It has infused itself into the existence of humanity. That's gospel music. That's incredible. That's an achievement. And these artists are just powerful in that way. Through them, I re-experienced that connection with my dad. There have been other things that I can't talk about that have been going on too. And that is why basically the entirety of the channel has become gospel music. Because it's like, I need it. I'm like, some people, they're going through a hard time. They watch the Lifetime channel. They get the ice cream. Like, life is hard. I'm like that, except it's gospel music. I'm like, I'm just eating chocolate, not even washing my hands. Just you know what I mean? People are who are decent. They're like, no, I don't know what you mean. People who are indecent like me, they're like, I've been there. I get it. That's the other thing, is that there's a community. There's people who get it. It's not just the artists that make it powerful. It's the audience. I don't know if I've seen that many gospel performances where someone's just alone in a room. A music that's designed to be shared. Which just is a continuation of why I would, again, not to be on the nose, praise its very purpose and in its existence. Again, even though I cannot understand the level of the James Cone experience, depth of gospel, just even my limited capacity to understand it brings me something that I fail to get from a lot of other genres. And certainly I've never gotten it with a lot of consistency. Whereas I have yet to hear a mediocre gospel performance, let alone a bad one. And that is why this white atheist YouTube mother listens to gospel music often and enjoys himself often. Yeah, that's why.